Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
"30 years of joyfulness." Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday News. The Midday News is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.5 FM in Accra, on Love. In Kumasi, we're on Love 99.5 FM and on myjoyonline.com. We are also live in all 16 regions of Ghana via our various affiliates. We are live on X Spaces and on Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Coming up, at least 5 power plants down, with many producing below capacity as power cuts continue to bite hard in some areas.
I mean, whether to go and buy fuel or whether to wait until the light is on. I mean, it's really distorts business. ECG or whoever is involved or in charge of these things will have to give us a prior notice. Businesses will also plan ahead.
Will be in the hardest hit region, Ashanti, where reactions have been mixed following an assurance by the Energy Minister John Jenapo of Supply.
We thanked the minister yesterday for coming. I just hope he's going to walk the talk.
Also in this bulletin, oil marketing companies under fire as the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers accuse them of deliberately delaying fuel price reductions and also failing to adjust them in the right proportions in what COPEC says amounts to exploitation of the consumer.
We could have been seeing anything above 3 to 5 to 6 to 7% within this window. But as I speak with you, those who have gone down have not, done sufficient. And some have also flatly refused to even budge.
Details as frustrated petroleum consumers expressed their displeasure over the delayed fuel price reductions. We'll also hear from the Transport Minister, who has called for talks over proposals for fare hikes.
When it comes to fixing of fees and charges, is always done in a negotiation. It is not a single activity for any single company or group. But I have engaged them and they have issued some letters out to the media.
The Ghana Journalists Association is urging journalists to go beyond the headlines and hold institutions accountable for critically assessing the real impact of interventions for persons with disabilities.
There are more issues we need to address. I've always been concerned about the sympathy approach to addressing the concerns of persons with disabilities. Can we go down and monitor to see how the intervention is helping persons with disabilities?
We have more from our latest hotline documentary, Micon Barriers Off, which examines the impact of media freedom on persons with disabilities. Also in this bulletin, we'll tell you the struggles of pupils and teachers at Sashilibo DA Primary School in their quest for knowledge.
Frankly speaking, we have not been fair. We have never been fair to these young children. The children are suffering. How can a child sit on the floor to write?
And I doubt how a class 1 child can learn class 3 subjects and they all learn the same thing. So it means the lower ones are being polluted.
We have more in education series Crumbling Start, and President Mahama has confirmed his X account has been restored after it was hacked and used to promote fraudulent cryptocurrency scheme. These and more with me, Hannah Odame. This is Joy News. Independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Thanks for staying with us. We start from the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi, where residents who have endured irregular power supply for some weeks say they eagerly await an immediate and permanent solution to the situation following an assurance by the Minister of Energy, John Jenapo. The residents have asked for a load shedding timetable, but after touring the area yesterday, the sector minister said there is no need for such, insisting the country is currently generating enough power to meet both domestic and external demands.
I'm happy to announce that so far the supply situation has been stable
and we are able to export some excess amount of power. But there's still more work to be done. Beyond generating the power, you have to evacuate it, you have to transmit it, and you have to distribute it. And so we are working around the clock to ensure that we address this challenge and ultimately ensure that we have very, very reliable supply and delivery of power.
Despite this, the residents are asking the power distributing company to give prior notices to allow businesses and households plan their daily activities.
The power outages is so bad. And we thanked the minister yesterday for coming. I just hope he's going to walk the talk. But you see, ECG or whoever is involved or in charge of these things will have to give us a prior notice. Businesses will also plan ahead, whether to go and buy fuel or whether to wait until the light is on. I mean, it's really distorts business.
Many people have disconnected the Ghana water and now they are using boreholes. So without electricity, how can they get water?
The way leadership are approaching it, they will just communicate to you what is going on and tells you it's going to be fixed.
When it goes off, then you go and turn on your generator. When the data comes back on, you go and turn it off. So if you move it up and down, it was so stressful.
You have to force yourself, go get a plant, not even generator. It's right now, it's really affecting production. At this moment, we are really suffering.
Now, we understand that there's a meeting scheduled between the Energy Minister, John Junapo, the Finance Minister, and the West African Gas Pipeline, WAPCO, today on how to resolve the pending debt, which Kofi J will talk to us about. But before then, the General Manager in charge of Corporate Affairs at WAPCO, Dr. Isaac Doku, says they are hopeful of a positive outcome.
Rest assured that he's indicated in the Ministry of Finance. So we are just on standby, ready to go back to our shareholders to say that, look, what was said has been fulfilled. This is a proof of what is being said. And then even though it may not be fully paid, but at least we'll be in a position to impress upon shareholders to be able to lift the restriction.
So, as we said, Kofi J is with us. He is with our research desk, and he's going to tell us more about this. Now, paints the picture for us. What's the current situation with power generation and supply in the country?
Well, so Anna, what we are learning from the current data that we have is that 5 power plants are currently down, and that's about more than 500 megawatts of power. Now, Senate power is down 110 megawatts. Has actually been down since the past 15 days. Amandi is also down 210 megawatts has been down since 16 January. That's about 61 days. T3, Siemens, Bone Thermal are all down currently.
And that definitely has consequences, right?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at the current situation and the debt that, the country owes independent power producers, that's about $1.73 billion. And we know that the biggest problem this year has been finding money to buy fuel, which the Energy Commission estimate that we need about $1.23 billion dollars to buy fuel this year. We also understand that WAPCO, which has been the key part of our energy distribution, is also demanding their debt, and they are requesting for some $12 million to be paid. But the news this morning is that we have about more than 5 power plants, or currently 5 power plants down, and that's about 500 megawatts of power to be shed.
Finally, do you know any assurance of when these debts will be paid?
That should come from the Energy Minister, who gave an assurance that the situation is under control and that they're doing all they can to make sure that power is stable and available at the moment.
Thank you very much, Kofi J. He is with our research desk. Let's move on. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers is accusing the oil marketing companies of deliberately exploiting consumers by failing to implement mandated fuel price reductions. According to the Chamber, petrol, diesel, and liquefied petroleum gas price should be dropped by 4.5%, 3.8%, and 3.9% respectively, and that was supposed to have been by March 16th this year. However, while some firms have made minor reductions, many have failed to meet the expected benchmark, keeping prices artificially high. Some frustrated consumers have been voicing their outrage over the delays. Let's listen to them.
The 1%, they're supposed to reduce it more because, for Ghana here and for they use past everything. For this and Nambia work and crazy. So for the many people they use that, especially we Okadas, now for Nambia work. And by this I see Since one will just buy for like 100 Ghana, the other one to buy 100 Ghana. We just can't stand. We don't get anything. Even one person cry, nobody carry. And still tomorrow when you want come, you go still buy for. So the fact that they're supposed to bring the price come down more because the fact they help many people is not one person.
They promised they were going to reduce it by 4%, and now at the pumping station is only 1%. So there's not much impact. You don't feel it that much, even though they reduce it. But you don't feel any impact.
The Executive Secretary for COPEC, Duncan Amwa, has condemned the actions of the OMCs, stating they are undermining the purpose of the deregulation program.
This is an observed trend that is quite worrying and also defeatist to the deregulation program. Anytime you would have fuel prices go up, the pumps are in a hurry to adjust upwards. Unfortunately, when it's the reverse, then you would find the usual feet dragging exercise, where they simply act as though they haven't an idea that international benchmarks or dynamics are favorable, so they should go down on prices. As to how much they went down on prices, whether it's been sufficient for what the numbers that we have seen in the industry dictate, the answer will be no. The highest we have so far recorded is about 2.2% reduction, whereas you and I know that we could have been seeing anything above 3 to 5 to 6 to 7% within this window. But as I speak with you,
you heard the Executive Secretary for COPEC, Duncan Amwa. There's been a massive pushback by a section of Ghanaians against the minority leader Alexander Afenyomarkin's renewed call for a new parliamentary chamber, citing economic hardships. In the year 2019, a similar proposal was widely rejected. Speaking at the swearing-in of the Parliamentary Service Board, Afenyomarkin also called for a dedicated hospital for MPs and staff.
Mr. Speaker, there are two things that I look forward to seeing happen in the 9th Parliament. One, a hospital for Parliament. If it does happen, in accordance with your vision, it will be a great milestone. We are a political class. Our health issues are to be known within certain confines. Because of confidentiality and all, people travel abroad at great cost for medical support. I believe if we are able to deal with this, it will help. So, Speaker, you've also talked about security. Indeed, when I visited the House, the British Parliament, the Commons, even within the chamber, there is enhanced security. Here in the public gallery, anybody at all can throw anything at a member of parliament, and there is no security. So, Speaker, I am therefore looking forward to enhance security in the chamber, and at least to depart from this old infrastructure, though it's fit for purpose, we can begin a conversation for a new chamber.
So this call by the minority leader is attracting backlash from a cross-section of the public who say it will be a misplaced priority given the current economic conditions.
I think building a new hospital for the MPs is not necessary because we have a lot of hospitals in Ghana here. Like Kolebu is there, and the new Legon Hospital is there. A lot of hospitals in Ghana. So I want my brother, my father, Afenyomarkin, to know that this is not good. Yeah, because when he's in power, we didn't see all this. So he should stop doing this in Parliament, making so much noise and other things in Parliament, distracting people in Parliament. So he should give us a break so the government can focus on the good things he wants to do for the country. I think the government has to sit upright and then work hard.
We all know critically that these hospitals, they will not even use it. Just recently, we know that the former finance minister was out of the country for medical checkup or other thing. But they have hospitals here that can do that. But they said they'll still go outside. Even if they spend millions of dollars to build this hospital where they have all the
Well, a parliamentary monitoring group, PN Africa, argues constructing a new parliamentary chamber is unjustified. Let's hear from the group.
We know the basis for why Ghanaians rejected it. And we've seen how Parliament has put in money in renovating the current chamber to be able to make it fit for purpose. And so we cannot throw away money in the name of renovating the current chamber just to make it fit for purpose. And then, on the other hand, turn again and start having a conversation around a new chamber, the cost implications for it, the times in which we are, and all of those considerations. I think it's a completely misplaced call around this time. Parliament has other priorities. Ghana has other priorities which we need to be focusing on. Nobody's turning them away. If we say where Parliament is not their actual property, so what are we saying? Are we saying that Job 600 building and all the extensive parliamentary infrastructure work that has been done in that enclave, is also not theirs? Are we saying that the ability for them to join the administrative block to the chamber block in a way that makes it easy to access, and all the many, renovations, additional work, monies that have been pumped into it should go to naught?
Well, you will recall that some 5 years ago, leader of the Economic Fighters League, Ernesto Yeboah, was arrested for leading a protest in Parliament against the construction of a new chamber. So how does he feel about the latest development?
It is quite disappointing that the only opposition party we have in Parliament would be fixated with things concerned about their personal comfort and not about the generality of the Ghanaian people and our interest. And this is why we keep bringing up the conversation about the need for electoral reforms. We plead with President Mahama to agree to allow for proportional representation in our electoral system to cater for, some of these, lacks, that we are experiencing. I think the majority leader in Parliament has spoken the minds of the people. The general public sentiment is totally opposed to such atrocious ideas. Especially coming from the only opposition party that we have.
That was Ernesto Yeboah. Minister for the Interior, Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak, has defended the actions of some national security operatives who attempted to arrest MP for Akwitia, Ernest Yaokumi. The MP was convicted by Koforidua High Court for putting himself up to be sworn in despite an injunction application. Answering questions in Parliament, Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak insisted the officers of the national security followed the law.
The Parliamentary High Court on 19 February 2025 issued a bench warrant for the arrest of Ernest Yaokumi, Member of Parliament for Akwitia constituency. The warrant was served on the National Intelligence Bureau (NIB's) Eastern Regional Office through the National Security Coordinator. Right Honourable Speaker, the circumstances surrounding the attempted arrest of the Member of Parliament by the officers of the NIB was therefore to carry out the orders of the High Court per the warrant dated 19 February 2025 for committal for contempt. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent, Kweku Asante, joins us on the line with details. Kweku, we know the IGP is in Parliament. What exactly for?
Well, yes, Hannah, the new IGP, Inspector General Yohuno, has been with the Minister for the Interior, who has been responding to questions in Parliament. He's been seated at the Distinguished Gallery of Parliament. And the minority leader has had something to say. He says that the statement that announced Yohuno as the new IGP did indicate that he has served in the service for 40 years. And that at the right time, they in the MPP will start calculating what time exactly that Mr. Yohuno entered the force to have served for 40 years. Does that mean he entered at 19 or 20 and is he not due for retirement? They say at the right time they will ask the appropriate questions.
Thank you very much, Parliamentary Affairs Correspondent Kwekwa Asante there. The Ghana Journalists Association is urging the IGP, Christian Tete Yehono, to decentralize police communication, arguing the current system undermines regional officers and hinders transparency. Former IGP Dr. George Kufu-Dampari had restricted regional commanders and the PROs from sharing case-related information despite public and media concerns. GJA General Secretary Kofi Yeboah wants the new IGP to reverse this policy and restore timely, transparent information flow.
We want him to decentralize information flow. And we have had issues with IGP Dampare because it didn't help our job and our relationship with him. And I also think that the way it is done, it's a big indictment on senior police officers, although they don't have the competence and capacity to deal with such issues in the regions and in their respective offices. So we will expect IGP Yehono to brief a new lease of life as far as communication is concerned into the police service.
You heard the General Secretary for the GJA, Kofi Yeboah, there. You're still listening to the Midday News on Joy 99.7 FM, Hits 103.9 FM, Love 99.5 FM, and affiliates across the country. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll tell you the struggles of pupils and teachers at Sacheribo DA Primary School in their quest for knowledge.
Frankly speaking, we have not been fair. We have never been fair to these young children. The children are suffering. How can a child sit on the floor to write?
And I doubt how a class 1 child can learn class 3 subjects and they all learn the same thing. So it means the lower ones are being polluted.
And President Mahama confirms his X account has been restored after it was hacked and used to promote fraudulent cryptocurrency scheme.
Where did I? Now I don't know many just say.
Obiang, what to chrome her? Ain't you want to say petrol software energizing dreams for motion? Hey boy. Petrosol are celebrating their 10 years in grand style. They're giving back to their loyal customers. Hope you have registered at their online portal. Don't say I didn't tell you all.
Each month, customers will stand a chance of winning items like tricycles, motorcycles, television sets, refrigerators, phones, fuel vouchers, and many more. But the best part is that at the end of the promo, we will be giving out a grand prize of 2 Suzuki Espresso cars to lucky winners who stay with us all through the promo period. All you need to join is to visit any of our over 100 stations across the country to get registered, or go to www.petrosolcrm.com to register online.
Petrosol, energizing dreams.
Hey, dear Niham Sa. And you stay soft concentrate fabric softener. I was such it move. Just send it this way, you have it now. New it's now. No, be a baby, some was some demon in us. Dear Niham say. For quiet, yes, in Biara Association Ontario. Uses Stay Soft and it's now. Nani boss to tap from cry. A fabric softener. A year near says, choose to Stay Soft. No news, so you know. FDID a dreading crowd to yet.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I go bed safe. It make my teeth white where it comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I they show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal Toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kel, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
We have sports now on the Midday News.
Well, good afternoon. Yesterday, the Sports and Recreation Minister, the Honorable Kofi Adams, met with the Black Stars, their training base at the Accra Sports Stadium. Before that, he was introduced to the Executive Council of the Ghana Football Association and the Regional Football Association chairman. At that meeting, he made known his reservations to the Football Association over their decision to retain Black Stars coach Otuado, despite his failure to qualify Ghana to the African Cup of Nations.
The FA has brought the coach and the other persons to introduce them to me. And at that meeting, I raised all those issues. Well, they gave me an answer. Am I satisfied? I will say time will tell. But I had my concerns, and those concerns, I registered them. But I think at this moment and at the time that I have become the minister, and therefore we were too close to these qualifiers. And so the issue of changes should not be what should be on the table. That should be the last thing that should be on the table. The issue on the table now is how to prepare the team for the task ahead of us.
Sports and Recreation Minister Kofi Adams was speaking to TV3 last night.
Thank you so much, Achu Tamaklo. General Secretary of the GJA, Kofi Yeboah, has acknowledged the media's role in highlighting disability issues, but stressed more needs to be done. Mr. Yeboah made these remarks in response to Joy News' latest hotline documentary, Mycon Barriers Off, produced by Emmanuel Jivenu. Here are excerpts.
For Moses Adai, life took a sudden and painful turn when a road accident resulted in the amputation of his leg. His world seemed uncertain, but through the power of the media, Moses found hope.
After I survived an accident, it was through the media that I gained a house and a provision store. If my story wasn't published, I don't know what would have become of me. I had no hope and no one, but God brought helpers my way in the form of the journalists. I am grateful for making this happen.
When Moses' story was shared in a moving documentary by Seth Kwame Boateng, it reached people who could help. Ekosi Isen Impact Project built and handed over a fully furnished 3-bedroom apartment to the family of the young boy.
The media has helped me. I honestly don't know where I would be had journalists not come through for me. I wouldn't have bounced back.
Moses' story is just one of many. Without the media, his journey would have remained hidden. But through the media, the world saw his pain and his unyielding spirit.
Emmanuel Jivenu brought us that story. Just 3 teachers for an entire school. At Sachulbo DA Primary School in the Northern Region, a single classroom now holds 3 different grade levels. Some students lie on the floor to write, while others struggle to keep up with lessons not meant for their grade. Frustrated teachers say enough is enough. It's time for fairness. Emmanuel Jivenu reports in our education series, Crumbling Start.
If you are happy and you know, clap your hands.
At Sechulbo DA Biggs School, the earlier stages of learning have become a struggle no child should endure.
We are 3 professional teachers in the school year. The classes are not even enough. KG 1, 2, and Basic 1 in one class. P2, P3 in another class. P4, P5, and 6. We are not finding it easy. But you okay, man? Frankly speaking, we have not been fair. We have never been fair to these young children. The children are suffering. How can a child sit on the floor to write?
And I doubt how a class 1 child can learn class 3 subjects and they are all learning the same thing. So it means the lower ones are being polluted.
Unfortunately, pupils at Sachselbo DA Business School go through their day on empty stomachs.
We're also planning to even mobilize ourselves to see if the community can help. Then we'll do some gardening for the school. When we harvest, then we'll be using it to do porridge for the children.
These children represent the promise of tomorrow, but without desks to sit on, classroom to learn in, or food to sustain them, how can they carry the weight of a nation's future? Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News, Sachselbo, Northern Region.
President Mahama has confirmed that his X, formerly Twitter account, has been restored after it was hacked and used to promote cryptocurrency. In a tweet today, he announced, "My team has restored my account working with the X support team. Thank you for your inquiries and offers to assist." Is it in the trends, Jackie?
Of course, yes. President John Dramani Mahama is in the trends, and all those underneath this very post that he made, most of them are saying that welcome back, Mr. President. A lot of people were shocked when they saw.
Has your account been hacked before?
No, it hasn't, but I don't want to get there.
Never. So what's in the trends?
Well, away from that, Afinya Markin has been clarifying his statement that he made yesterday. And real quick, he's saying that the proposal should therefore not be misinterpreted. He's saying that just as other critical institutions like the military and police, SNITs, they have their own dedicated medical facilities. And social media is not really taking it lightly with him. AC Gold says that if you're a politician and you live an honest life, you'll not be concerned about security at this point. Shashu says that establishing a well-equipped medical facility within Parliament when you have not well-equipped general hospitals across the country. So people have been expressing their thoughts on his clarification. But away from that, still on TGMAs, IEC is trending. I see a Ghanaian musician. He had his first TGMA nomination after so many years. He's been in the music industry for a long time. And after so many years...
What category?
So there's one that I recall is the male performance, and there are other two categories that he also got nominated for. Social media has been trending. Some of them are excited. Some of them are wondering why. Like, it took a long time for him to get a nomination. Yeah. I think it's the best time to listen to a song that he got featured on in 2017 with Vision DJ.
Hey, you know what I mean? A boy focused on the mind.
Yes, Hannah, that's the song.
We wish him well.
Yeah.
And that's it for the Midday News. You can find more stories on myjoyonline.com. Dr. Mensa Otabel comes up next.